Hey everybody, Lisa here. Hot on the heels of my last video, trying to knock out another one, although it may take me a couple of days to get it loaded up. So maybe not so hot on the heels of my last video. That I have time, like I explained in my other video, and so I'm trying to knock out a bunch of videos on a weekend when there's no construction, because my building is having pointing work done, and it just makes it very difficult during the week, and plus my work, and I have a heavy workload right now. But I am playing hooky a little bit, excuse me, and trying to do videos so I can load them up during the week. And I thought I would do a haul, sort of a haul, I guess, from the recent online outlet sale, which I feel like might still be going on. I feel like they're trying some new thing out now where they are leaving the online outlet sale open for a really long time. I'm not really sure what they're hoping to, what their strategy is there, but it doesn't seem like they're changing anything. It's just leaving it open longer. So I don't know how much people are going to continue to buy. I mean, especially if they're not lowering prices. Or, I mean, I had heard people in the groups that I'm in on Facebook, I heard chatter about how they were actually like raising some of the prices as the outlet sale stayed open. So I don't know. I haven't been really paying attention. But this is what I ordered, multiple orders. I think most of it's staying. Plus one thing here, just for comparison, that I just got at a crossbody sale from the regular website, but it helps me to show some stitching. Plus I'm going to show a bag also from the online outlet sale, but it's a bag that I've gotten a number of requests to show in videos recently, so I thought I would make an effort to try to show it. So it's funny, I'm not a huge featherweight person. This is a very lightweight fabrication that's on the regular website, and in the outlet stores, the factory outlet stores, the correlation I think is kind of their ultralight stuff. Just lost my light. That's so frustrating. I mean, I've got my bedside light on, but maybe I should make it a little bit brighter. I don't know if that helps a little bit. I don't know. Sorry about that. It's sort of only partly sunny today. I was desperate. I can't wait. I'm going to get clear days, but that's going to be in the middle of the week, and that's when I'm going to have the drilling noises from the construction guys. I can't win. Anyway, so you know, the online outlet sale is nice, gives you a chance to sort of try out new fabrications, and I do have a bag in the featherweight. I haven't ever shown that, and I should, in Artist's Garden, which is what this pattern is. I forgot about that bag, but you know, the online outlet sale gives you a chance to try stuff for less money, and so that's what I was doing here with this. This is the featherweight convertible wristlet in Artist's Garden. I did not get parts of the pattern that I'm crazy about here. I like the parts of this pattern that have this deep, rich pink, and I got very little of that here. But it is inexpensive, and so I'm just going to keep it. I don't remember what, I don't have the rundown of all the prices of everything, I don't think. If I come across my packing slip, I can see what things were. There's the other side. I do like the blues, so I'm keeping it for that. And you know, it's a convertible wristlet, just like the regular one that I've shown in cotton, and so I know it's an item that I kind of like already and I'll use. Unfortunately, with these featherweight items, I've noticed that if you have a pattern on the outside, the inside is a solid color, and in this one it happens to be black. I hate the black interior, hate them. They're depressing, and it's a black hole. Just like the convertible wristlets in the cotton, it's just on one wall of the bag, there's just a thing with a few card slots there, and that's it. Otherwise, it's just an open space. But when you have a solid color featherweight, that's when you get a lining with pattern. I will show something in that. So it's a little frustrating for me, like you can never get patterns on both the inside and the outside, and that I find very frustrating, especially when the lining is a dark color. Does have a strap that is attached at one end, although I suppose you could cut it off, and it has the clasp, the mechanism on the other, so you can reconfigure this, have it here or have it there as a real like wristlet loop. I tend to leave it like this because I don't really carry it like a wristlet. I just carry it like this, like a clutch, or I stick it under my arm. I talked about that, I think, in other videos. So what's nice about, kind of fun about the featherweight stuff is this quilting stitch pattern, which you can sort of see here is very curvy, curvaceous. It's like an hourglass stitch pattern. And that's kind of fun. I have something that's a solid color, and I think you'll be able to see it a little bit better. I do like this pattern. It's reminds me of Monet a little bit, when he would paint his gardens towards the end of his life, when he was losing his eyesight, and people know those famous paintings of his, water lilies, big paintings where he was losing his eyesight, and so stuff is very loose. And this kind of has that feel for me. And this is a big toothy plastic zipper, and this kind of ribbon pull on this. It's not elasticized, but this kind of, I think the goal is to, with this zipper pull, is to just have a sporty look. The whole line has sort of a sporty look, and it's very lightweight. That's supposed to be the selling point there. So I got that. And I got, let's not do that one yet. So in keeping with that, I decided to try this item for the first time because of, the prices, the good prices. And this is a crossbody. I did take the tag off, I think. Let me see. Because I've used it and I love it. I don't think I have the tag on. Do I have the tag on this one? Yes. Oh, no. What is this called? Featherweight crossbody. I could have just made that up. Long, very seatbelt like crossbody strap, does not come off at all. Very slick. But okay, not uncomfortable, but just slippery. So I would probably never wear this as a shoulder bag. I could stand back there and adjust the straps. But what I really like about this is the soft, collapsible nature of it, and it reminds me of my favorite crossbody, which I don't know if I'm going to remember the name completely right, but it's the Hadley, I feel like it might be the On The Go crossbody or something. I don't remember, but it's the Hadley, discontinued Hadley styles. I have a number of crossbodies in that. I probably have videos on it. Love that. It's my favorite crossbody bag. And this kind of is reminiscent of that. And it's the sense that it's longer on the top zipper edge. It's longer across this way than it is here. So, it goes like this, sorry. It sort of splays out towards the top. I like that because then when you have it on, sort of hugs the body a little bit, slouches a little bit, it doesn't seem so stiff. I like that. And so this was, I knew I was gonna, as soon as I pulled this out, I was like, oh yeah, out of the bag. I was like, oh yeah, this is probably gonna work. Narrow on the bottom for me. This is the side profile. It's sort of narrow, and it has these cinch mechanisms on the side, both sides. So you can, you depress the button and you pull, and then you release the button and it stays. So you can sort of play around, but then you can play around with it if you want. But this does not appeal to me, any of that. So I leave it out. I feel like it minimizes your space that you get inside the bag when you do that. And so I just leave it. I'm just leaving those extended. Black inside. Because again, pattern on the outside. So big toothy zipper up top with that same kind of cord pull tie. So when I have it closed, the zipper pull is here, so this technically would be the front for me. And so this pocket, and this is a zipper pocket, would be on the back. But I guess you could carry it the other way with the pocket facing out if you wanted to. And like I said, it does have a zipper. That pocket has a zipper. Not a huge pocket because it's got seams on this side of the bag running down here, and so the pocket is just this space. You know, it doesn't go all the way. I like the blues and the pinks in here. I'm not crazy about the mustard color. And when I get a lot of white, I get a little disappointed because there are other areas of the pattern, which when I show my other bag in this in another video, you could see it's a little richer in color. When you get a lot of white, to me it's a little disappointing. This side has those seams as well, but there's no pocket in here. And there's no hidden pocket up top. Like I said, I have used it and I liked it a lot. Inside, it's just got this zipper pocket on one side of the bag. The other side doesn't have anything. So it's not a lot of organization. It's just this soft, slouchy, smushy feeling bag. And I do like that. If I throw a couple of things in there, I can put it on and stand back there. People can see what it looks like. I don't have a lot of little stuff up here. Okay. That's good. Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of slouchy, soft, you know. What I like about it is that it's got a lot of width this way. I like it when it covers my hips a little bit. You know, I just feel like that's the part of my body I'm self-conscious about, and so I feel like it camouflages my hips a little bit. And it is comfortable. This doesn't bother me. Maybe I might adjust it slightly so this buckle isn't right against my shoulder blade here, but that's not because of the type of fabric the strap is. That's just, that would happen on anything. That's a little bit better. Mama, don't take my spot. Oh, so let me show it with when it's at its shortest, when the strap is at its shortest. That's how it hits. That's a little low for me. I like something, you know, higher up. I'm putting my big butt down, Mama. Watch out. So that's that, the feather white crossbody. And, oh, here. Now this I just got on the regular website because I was so in love with this crossbody. And it was on sale. They had a crossbody sale and it was a good price. And you could stack an ambassador code on top of that. So I got knocked a little bit more. It's like knocking the shipping, the tax charge off for me. But here you can see the stitching, the stitch pattern. So it's a real kind of like hourglass shape. I like that. And this color is dusty blue. And so you get a pattern on the inside here. Let me show this. I love this pattern. Oh, delicious pattern. Really, I wish this pattern were on a bag, outside of a bag. So pretty. A watercolor. And it's again that same feel, the same like kind of windbreaker, nylon-y kind of feel of fabric. That's what the lining feels like too. You can see the zipper here. That's toothy plastic zipper. Maybe you can see the pull tie a little bit better. I don't know. So very pleased with this. Very comfortable. Really liking that item. Then back to the online outlet sale stuff. I would not have noticed that this was, I probably would never have realized this was in the sale if it hadn't been for Emma. Thank you, Emma, if you're watching. I'm not sure if when she watches. She was the one who called out for people with a post that this pattern was in the online outlet sale. I think it's called Swan Lake. It's not on, the name of the pattern isn't on every tag. But I think this was a collaboration with Kohl's and Tote's brand. As soon as I love birds. And so as soon as I saw the swans, I was like, well, this pattern is a little under-designed, maybe. A little simplistic, maybe, but it still was birds and swans, and I felt like you need the swans. Like there should be a signature pattern now with swans. Why is there no pattern with swans? Oh, speaking of that, that makes me, oh, I do have it here. I was looking at this because I was talking in my previous video about the Performance Twill large cosmetic pouch, and how I got one to put Pixie stuff in, and her grooming stuff and other supplies. And yet I don't just want the pouch. I want other little pouches to put inside to contain some of her little stuff, like scissors, those replaceable sandpaper rolls that go on the nail grinder and things like that. And so I was looking through my stuff, gathering like lots of little pouches. And so I pulled out one of these, which is the Thai Cosmetic in Bloom Boom. And I have a bunch of these in Bloom Boom because I like this pattern so much and I like this item. So I just pulled one out of my, tub O stuff. One of my many tubs O Vera. And I just threw it down on my bed in my pile of, Pixie stuff. I looked down at it, and this thing caught my eye in the pattern, and I said, oh my God, is that a critter? And because that was the one thing I had always been saying about Bloom Bloom was, why didn't they put any bugs in there? Like, why did they put a ladybug or an inchworm? It would have been perfect, a perfect pattern for an inchworm, because it would be in keeping with this beautiful, vivid grass green, this crisp green. This is a great color green, and the inchworms would have worked perfectly with that. And so then I was starting to think like, oh, we need a pattern with inchworms, and that's how I feel about swans too. I would like a pattern with inchworms, and I would like a pattern with swans. However, I think there's a critter in here. I think that's a cricket. It looks like a cricket or a praying mantis, grasshopper kind of thing that should have been green. I mean, I really think I would love people to leave me comments and see what they think. Do they think that's something, or do they think I'm just seeing what I want to see? But I'm convinced now that that's a grasshopper type critter in the Bloom Boom pattern. So I was very excited when I saw that. I was like, ooh. That's the little things, right? Anyway, so back to, yes, my online outlet haul stuff and the swans. We need a signature swan pattern. This is very cute. I mean, there's even a black swan in here, which I kind of think is interesting. And then there's this here, which is cute. This is like, when you see like swans or ducks or geese, and they're sitting on top of the water, and then they stick their heads down and forage for whatever, plants and other things, and their butts stick up. I think that's what we're seeing there. I think that's what that is. But I love that there's that black swan. And I like the colors here on the lily pad with that chartreuse with the teal and the purple. That's a good color combo. And so this is Ripstop, and it's got a lot of, I'm not a backpack person, but this only came in backpack, and I don't know if there's this pouch that I also got. They didn't come together. They're separate items. I definitely will use this more frequently probably than the backpack. I don't know if there was one other thing in this. I don't know. But again, thank you, Emma, because I would not have realized this pattern was in there. I used to be super good with the online outlet stores back in the day. I mean, the online outlet sales. Really finding good deals and, the desirable patterns that they only had, that somehow for some reason would pop back into the online outlet sales occasionally. But I don't know, I'm not as skilled at it anymore. I don't think I have the same drive anymore. It's just the pouch. And this is ripstop fabric, which I don't mind. I have a fondness for ripstop because it reminds me of my dance background, and I associate it with those pants that dancers would wear, to the parachute pants kind of material to keep their muscles warm. Plus little sport sack bags. I have childhood memories of that, and I've recently gotten into the sport sack again. That would be good, whatever I want Wednesday videos. I have a lot of the sport sack now that I could talk about. So it's got, you know, this long woven fabric zipper pull on this front zipper pocket, and it's got deep side pockets. This I could see sticking a water bottle in because they're nice and deep. I mean, that's really a deep pocket. I don't like it when I stick a water bottle in a side pocket and, you know, more than half the bottle is sticking up out of the pocket. I don't like that because it doesn't feel secure. And the straps are slightly padded, not as padded as like a signature backpack strap, but I like that they're not too wide. There's a top loop. I feel like this is sort of like the packable backpack. There's nothing going on in there. And I feel like, you know, you saw I just stuffed it in another bag. Like that's how I would use this. If I felt like I was backpacking, going on a hike, and I needed a backpack, or I wanted to stick this in some other bag as potential, you know, like I think I'm going to need another bag at some point. I'm shopping and I buy too much stuff in a foreign country. So I got those. Swan Lake. I think that's what it's called. Does it say anything on here? Yes, Swan Lake on the little pouch. It says Swan Lake. Then I sort of was reliving my love of the Sea Life pattern, but in reactive, I guess. I don't think I even realized this was a reactive pattern. But it showed up in the online outlet sale, and I sort of went to town a little bit. So I got the reactive zip ID and lanyard here, and very pleased with this pattern placement. I mean, it's just so symmetrical, and you know, the cropping. If you're going to have cropping, this is how you want it done, right? Real symmetrical. That's great. So real pleased with this. Big toothy plastic zipper there. But I'm feeling like good for when you're doing something athletic where you might be sweating and you just want to put a couple of cards in this and hang it around your neck and go for a bike ride or whatever. And then just because of the pattern, just because I could. God, that light, it's terrible. I'm losing my light now. All I have are my weird, you know, like bedside lamp light coming out at me. And so I don't know, I don't think this had a tag on it, so I'm not sure what this is. But it's another one of these like zipper pouches. Just has like a wristlet on a carabiner type thing here. Loop, wristlet strap. And so when I opened it at first, the package, I'm not too familiar with this item, and so I do have one in Sunlit Garden though, I think, somewhere. So I saw this and I was like, all right, well, I'll just get on board with it. Sand dollar. What is that, a sea urchin? I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, trying to get on board with it. And then I flipped it over and realized, oh, that wasn't the front. This is the front. And I was so excited. It's like the turtle. That's a nice turtle. So very happy with that. And I like this. It's got a little bit of width. It's an item with a little bit of width to it. So sometimes it's a little bit easier to shove stuff in versus the zip ID. But they're sort of comparable size, you know, dimensions, you know, except for that thickness. And then I really kind of lost it. And this was kind of, part of me, I'd like half a mind to send this back. I'm not sure. The thing is, I do use these, I don't really wear them, these straps. I have a video on this where I do put this backpack on and it's got these straps and they cinch and whatever. I think it's in Rainforest Canopy. Coral, my video. Again, Sea Life. can't remember what this is called, maybe back sack or something, drawstring back sack. Let me see if the tag's still on here. But they are super good for my knitting projects. So, yeah, there's no tag in here. Wonder if this was a return. At some point. Oh wait, here's the tag. Reactive Deluxe Drawstring Back Sack. Big zipper pocket on the front with 2 slip pockets inside. I tend to put like knitting scissors and my crochet hook and things in there. Little scraps of yarn or whatever, pattern notes, whatever. My mini small notebooks, the small Vera notebooks, fit in this front pocket well, and often I have notes about my knitting patterns in there, whatever I'm working on. And then the bag is deep enough that it fits my knitting needles really well, because my knitting needles are 13 inches, I think, so they're long, and so they stick out of a lot of bags, and so it's kind of nice to have a tall, narrow bag to put knitting stuff in. And I have 2 knitting projects in 2 of these right now. They're over there in the corner. Maybe it's just one. I only see one right now. God, it's that Paisley Wave, the reactive version of the Paisley Wave fish. It doesn't have any paisleys in it, just the fish. I have one knitting project in there, and I think I do have another one in my Rainforest Canopy Coral. So I use them. So I'll probably end up keeping it. Plus this pattern for me, the big draw with this pattern is the octopus. And so since it's a good octopus, and that's kind of cute, poking up there, I'll probably end up keeping it. These are mesh, sort of mesh covered slip pockets. I love this guy. I have the Vera tote in this, the cotton version, and that was when it was, you know, not the recycled fabric, and it has this great coral colored piping. It's a gorgeous bag. Love it. So I'm sure I'll end up keeping that. And then I just kind of got a little distracted with some solid colors, which I don't. Solid unquilted doesn't usually appeal to me. I think it looks kind of schlocky in the Vera tote. It looks very bad. But I felt like in a little pouch, because I love this color. In a little pouch, I do use these a lot. This little, this is a clip and zip mini pouch, and the color is Reef Water Blue. And the inside looks like another version of cloud vines, just a different color scheme. I feel like I can never get enough of the cloud vines, so I got that. Nothing too exciting. And this color, which I do like, this orange color. It's one bag I was sorry I missed out on, which was the utility tote in this color. That's the only solid color I like the utility tote in. So a real statement, but kind of fun. And it has this gorgeous, the cloud vine multi-colors that they've chosen are so gorgeous that I wanted it for the lining, but I missed out on it. This is Orange Bell Pepper. Again, this is Zip ID and lanyard, but again, I mean, no quilting, just the solid, recycled, solid color. And so you can see the lining colors, so crisp, so like citrusy and refreshing and summery. Love that version of the cloud vine fabric. So I wanted it for that, and it was in the online outlet sale, so good, decent price. And then because it was in there, and you know, not a bad price, and I feel like I love the shells, love anything beachy. I have a tote in this, morning shells, so I got it's the deluxe Zip ID. I like the this texture and color pattern here. And it opens up and you have this window, the zipper up top, and some card slips here. Not, I can leave or take this item. I prefer the new double Zip ID to this thing. But, it's a sale. And so now this is the thing I think people really wanted, have been asking me to see. Just want to see if I can get the name of it right. Yeah, the Ultralight Dual Strap Tote. That's what it's called, Dual Strap Tote. This is a factory outlet store style, and it has been popping up in the online outlet sales, and that's where I've been getting mine. I have a couple of them now, and I really like them. It is not a bag that I expected to like, and I spent a lot of time ignoring the ultralight styles in the factory outlet store because of the way the straps are attached to the bag. And I know Linda, I don't know if you're watching now, Linda, but I had a request just last night from a Vera friend who was asking, do I have this small Vera tote in the ultralight? And I actually do have one, and I have never done a video on it, so I told her she asked could I do it, and I will try to do that soon. And it has the same kind of, the straps attached to the bag in the same kind of way. And so what I noticed that when the strap's attached to a bag like this is that there's some awkward pulling when you put weight in the bag, and it always made me hesitate. So you see, I don't know if I'm going to be able to illustrate this well. Normally, this is how, oh, sorry, here I am. So the strap attaches, the zipper is recessed, the top zipper is recessed, and the strap attaches to the inside wall of the recessed area. It does not go all the way up to the top. So there's a fold of this material, sidewall of the bag comes up and folds over down to make the recessed zipper. And it's not that area is sort of not tacked down onto itself. It's loose. Those two, when it folds over, it's not stitched together in that fold. So when you then attach the strap to the inside of that fold, where the fold is, and then you put weight on it, so that then the strap doesn't go all the way up to the top either. It's the stitching. It stops maybe about 1 centimeter below the top, the stitch, the fold. And then when you put weight in the bag, it pulls up like that. So I was wondering if over time, if you really weighted up this bag, all the stress is right here, and it might tear over time. I don't know if you can hear Pixie snoring. Can you hear her snoring? Oh, oh, there it goes. I don't know if you can hear that. Sometimes she really sounds like a freight train. Not so bad right now, but you definitely can hear. It's all that breeding for the short snout. Such a shame. Anyway, so you know, that always kept me. I just never even looked at these bags, even if I liked the pattern, because that kind of bugged me. And you can see when you pick up the bag and there's nothing in here. Again, the bag, the side of the bag pulls down, and the stress is all here. So it's a couple of online outlet sales ago when they offered this, and I don't remember the name of the pattern, the first one that I got, but it was a pattern I really liked. And so I broke down and I got it. And I just fell in love with the bag. Like, against my better judgment and everything, I just fell in love with it. It is a slouchy, sloppy looking bag, but yet I just loved it. I loved it for that, and it's comfortable, and I don't have trouble with these straps staying on my shoulder, which I thought I might because they're a little puffy and slippery, but I fold them over each other like that, and they kind of stay on my shoulder. It might be different. I know I did use the bag going to the hospital when my dad was in the hospital and I was wearing a coat, and I did stay on my shoulder. It's a generous size. It's big, and part of what I liked about it, it's big like the Vera tote, but it's a little more east-west, just slightly, but it's enough that it has more of an east-west look to me, and that gives me a little variety from the Vera tote, which really is like a big square. And I love these huge they're just slip pockets. There's no closure on them, so not secure, so I don't put anything real critical in there. But I do like them for things, napkins, shopping lists. I do like them. I just love that look. Backside doesn't have anything on it, and it has a nice width here. That's what I like. I like a bag that is deep from front to back. Like that look. This pattern is Chrysanthemum Crush, which I do like. I feel like I look at it and I feel like it's a little Asian inspired to me, but I don't know whether that really is because the pattern looks Asian or it's because of the name of the pattern and the use of the chrysanthemum, because you know that's the chrysanthemum throne, you know, in Japan, the emperor, that's the royal, that's what the royal family is, that's what the dynasty is, the chrysanthemum throne. And the Japanese really do have a fondness for chrysanthemums, which I feel like they got from the Chinese, when the Chinese may have introduced the chrysanthemum to the Japanese, into the Japanese culture a long time, you know, eons ago. So I'm not sure whether this is really an Asian looking pattern or I'm just having that reaction to it because of the name of it. I do like this flower in particular, this combo of the green with that like light piece of green with that sort of dusty blue. I like that. Almost has a fireworks kind of feel to it. This almost kind of looks like a shadow detail there. I'm not sure, you know. So since I ordered this, no choice of my pattern placement, which is probably a good thing, because if I had been in a store looking at these, I probably would have spent an hour just agonizing over pattern placement. That's pretty good. So I can throw a couple things in here and just show people how it looks when it's got some weight in it. See if I can put everything back in here. Get it good and packed up, and then stand back. But I really do like it, and I have a couple of them now. And so, it does come, let me get the strap out, forgot about that. The reason it's called the Dual Strap Tote is it comes with this removable shoulder strap, or crossbody strap, I guess. Very slick seatbelt material, not adjustable. That's what's odd about this. I find this very odd. I mean, with the first one that I got, the first one of these bags, I almost thought it was a mistake. And I went back to the website and I'm looking at the pictures and I couldn't tell from the pictures because the pictures said it was adjustable. I think they've since the listing said it was adjustable, this strap. And I think they've since corrected that. I'm not sure, but it is not an adjustable strap, which I thought was odd. So you're stuck with this length. So if this length doesn't work for you, you are a shit out of luck. So I will put it on, and it attaches with these loops. Oh, and inside, forgot, there's a zipper, sort of small-ish compared to the size of the bag, zipper pocket on one wall. And on the other wall, and you can't see it again because black, you know, but there's two smallish slip pockets there. And my cell phone does fit in one of them, but I tend not to put it in there because this is one of those blousey, loose-ish linings. And when you start to weight the lining down, the lining pockets down with stuff, it affects the bag. So you put the bag down, the bag kind of doesn't maintain its shape so well. So depending on how weighted down it is, that can be bothersome. You know, so I don't always use those pockets. And I'm not someone that's a deal breaker for me if I can't use pockets. You know, I tend to just throw everything in my bag. I don't like to work to organize stuff in my bag too much. Like even when it's just a big space, I know some people, I watch people do their what's in my bag, and I see they really have like a dedicated place for things. Even when there's not pockets, they're fitting stuff in together in certain ways, almost like doing a puzzle, and I'm not like that. If I have to do that, I lose interest. I just want to throw stuff in there. Maybe I'll put my wallet, you know, sort of close to the front of a bag, but that's it. My wallet and my phone maybe are always in the same spot, but everything else is kind of it's a free-for-all in there. It's a party in there. So this strap attaches with these fabric loops. Sometimes I feel like it's not so easy to get them on and off. because it's fabric, but most of the time it's okay. And it does have a top, like I said, there's a top recessed zipper. So I like that as a security. It's a secure bag. It can be a secure bag. Okay. Finish shoving stuff in here. And then I'll go stand back. Of course, all of this stuff is pretty light, so it's not stressing, but it is still starting to pull on the back, and you can see that, that it's pulling, and you get this kind of, weird pulling look here. You can see that there are stress points. And so that was what was keeping me, hesitating about this line of bags. I remember I'll try to measure it when I sit back down. So I like to put the pockets on the outside. Let's get this out of the way for the moment. So it's big, and that's what I like. I like a big bag, and I was carrying it to the hospital with my laptop and other stuff in here. It was great. I really, really like it. I like this width this way, and I like the shoulder drop. It's up there, goes up there. So when you use this strap, it's hanging very low. Yeah, I don't know what you would do with these, because you would probably have your zipper closed, right? And it kind of starts to sort of slouch and stuff, and then you've got these handles, so I guess you could tuck them here. But this is low. This is ridiculous, right? This as a shoulder bag, ridiculous. So for me, even as a crossbody, this is on the low side. I mean, it's almost at my knees, I feel like. It's not really, but it kind of has that feel. Very low. Like I can't, if something is at the bottom of this pocket and I put my hand in, I can't reach it because the bag is too low. I have to hike the bag up. So for me, this strap just comes off the bag, and I throw it in the inside of the bag just in case I might need it, but then it's kind of like I never see it again. It's in there, and that's the last of it. So just some quick measurements. Pixie took my spot. So the strap drop, 10 or 11, but it may slouch. I don't know, I don't remember how slouchy it was. Across the top, well, Mama, you shouldn't have sat on my spot. It's about 19, so that's big. 19, almost 20 if I pull it tight. And so that's bigger than the top of the Vera tote. Top to bottom, top to bottom. So that's what gets you that slightly more east-west look in the Vera tote, which I like. I like it, that option. I'm getting tired of always carrying a big square. And I feel like maybe Vera needs to come up with some more variety in their styles. 7 across this way. So that's nice and thick, just right up my alley. So again, the dual strap, ultralight dual strap tote. Really do like it, and I'll when I do, when I'm using my other ones, maybe I'll do what's in my bag or whatever. But I have it in a couple of colors now. I have solid colors. I have a light one that's a light blue. I don't know if it's called ice blue, and then I have their olive green. The factory outlet store is olive green version, and I have something that is some kind of tropical floral thing with a white background and tropical flowers on it. So I just really fell in love with this style. I like it a lot. And it's got the big, like, macro diamond quilting rather than the squares that are on the performance twill. But they're bigger. It's bigger than the diamond quilting on the regular, like the cotton items at the factory outlet store. So it's a nice gray. It's got a lot of blue in it. It's a gray background. That's an elegant color. I always saying that. Navy blue and gray, elegant colors. I like the lavender on that background color. That's a nice combo. A rubberized kind of tag there. It's stitched on with thread. I wonder if you could take it off. But that's not worth it to me to futz with it. Anyway, that was all my online outlet stuff, and I hope people found that helpful to get a look at that tote bag. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully see you next time on Vera Bradley Bag of the Day.